Darkness does not arrive all at once. It spreads, softly, gradually. It moves the way warmth leaves the ground after sunset, without sound, without resistance. The forest notices and allows it. Day loosens its hold. Edges blur. Colors lose their insistence. What remains is shape without demand, presence without urgency. Trees no longer stand as individuals. They become part of a single vertical rhythm, rising and resting at the same time. Their bark cools under the open sky, not cold, simply calm. Roots sink deeper into soil that has stopped shifting. The earth settles into itself, like a body finding a comfortable position. Air thickens slightly, not heavy, just full. It carries moisture and the quiet memory of sunlight. It moves around trunks and stones, around small hollows and uneven ground, never pressing. The forest breathes in a way that cannot be rushed. Mist begins to gather low. It does not roll in. It does not climb. It stays close to the ground, hovering where warmth once lingered. It smooths the distance between near and far, softens what was sharp. A fallen branch loses its separation from the earth beneath it. A stone forgets its outline. Everything shares the same gentle boundary. Above, the moon is present, but modest. It does not shine. It listens. Light reaches the forest in fragments, touching surfaces without holding them. A thin line along the edge of a leaf, a pale curve across a root. Shadow fills the rest, not as absence, but as shelter. The wind moves through the forest slowly. It does not announce itself. It does not insist on passage. It weaves between needles and leaves, creating a sound that feels more like texture than noise. A low hush, even, continuous, somewhere deeper in the forest. Water slides beneath a fragile layer of ice. The movement is steady, unseen. It exists without needing acknowledgement. A tree releases a subtle shift in its weight, a sound so quiet it disappears almost as soon as it arrives. The forest holds the moment easily. Time here stretches without pulling. There is no pressure to move forward. Nothing is late. Nothing is missing. The night does not expect anything. It allows. Within this space, motion begins. Low to the ground, measured. It does not break the stillness. It belongs to it. A group of bodies moves through the forest with the same patience as the air. They do not rush. They do not hesitate. Their steps are deliberate, placed where the ground feels stable. Soil meets paw, cool and faintly damp. The contact is brief, then gone. The earth does not echo their presence. They travel as if the forest already knows they are there. Breath rises and falls quietly, each cycle complete. Muscles engage only as long as needed, then soften. No tension is carried forward. Each body remains aware of the others without looking. A slight change in pace, a subtle shift in direction. Enough. Trust moves between them without effort. At the center of this motion is a calm that does not assert itself. It does not lead by force. It does not pull. It simply holds a steady line, and the rest align naturally. The forest responds. Branches part just enough to pass. Uneven ground seems less uneven in the dark. Scent travels clearly, without confusion. The mist opens and closes without resistance. The group slows. Not because of threat, not because of warning, because the night has reached its deeper layer. They stop. Bodies remain upright, balanced. Weight settles evenly through limbs into the ground. Ears turn slowly, not searching, just receiving. The forest answers with completeness. Nothing approaches, nothing withdraws. The moment stays intact. Breathing continues. In, out. Between the breaths, there is space. A small, open interval where nothing is required. The night holds that space without effort. You may feel something similar. A gentle release through the chest, a softening behind the eye. The body recognizes safety without needing explanation. The air around you remains cool and steady. Nothing presses in, nothing pulls away. The forest rests awake, holding its shape, holding its rhythm, holding every quiet movement within it, including yours. Darkness deepens further, not by closing, but by widening. There is more room now, more ease. The night continues, and everything within it is allowed to rest. Movement in the forest changes once the pack is fully awake. Not louder, not faster, more precise. Their bodies align into a shared direction, as if the night itself has drawn a quiet line through the trees. Each wolf knows where to place their weight, not from instruction, from memory. They move in spacing that feels natural, close enough to sense one another, far enough to remain free. No one presses forward. No one lags behind. The rhythm forms on its own. Front, center, edge. Roles settle without negotiation. The forest floor receives them without protest. Needles bend. Soil compresses slightly, then releases. Nothing is forced. Silence is not an absence here. It is a condition. The pack protects it instinctively. Breath is controlled, not held. Exhale leaves the body slowly, warmth dissolving into cool air. Inhale arrives without urgency. Muscles work only as much as needed. Jaws remain relaxed. Tails low, balanced. This is not tension. This is readiness without strain. The pack moves like a single awareness distributed across many bodies. A shift in one is felt by all. A slight pause, a gradual turn. No sound is required. They rid the ground, the air, the subtle changes that most creatures pass without noticing. The forest offers information constantly. The pack listens. A broken twig older than an hour. Scent layered faintly over damp earth. A place where the wind slows, then resumes. Nothing is judged quickly. Nothing is dismissed. They do not rush toward meaning. Understanding arrives through patience. This is how they hunt. Not by chaos, not by frenzy. There is no surge of excitement. The heart remains steady. Attention spreads outward, wide and even. The pack does not search aggressively. It opens. Awareness extends through the dark like a quiet field. Every member contributes to it. Not equally, but appropriately. Those along the edges feel distance. Those nearer the center hold stability. The ones behind watch what is past. The ones ahead read what has not yet arrived. Together, they form a moving balance. They do not dominate the forest. They move within it with respect born of long memory. Hunger exists, but it does not command. It informs. The body knows what it needs. The pack knows when to wait. They pass through areas of scent and do not act. They move past signs that would trigger lesser creatures. Not every opportunity is taken. Not every presence becomes pursuit. This restraint is not learned through rules. It is carried in the body. Generations of nights have shaped it. The pack understands something older than urgency. Life is not secured through haste. It is sustained through alignment. They hunt because the body must continue. Not because blood calls them. Not because the night demands violence. They do not celebrate the chase. They prepare for it quietly, with clarity. When movement eventually narrows, it does so gently. Attention gathers without tightening. Breath remains smooth. The pack does not scatter. It condenses, like water drawing together without turbulence. Each step becomes slower, each placement more intentional. Still, there is no fear. No spike of energy, only focus. The forest does not resist. It allows the narrowing, because this is not destruction, it is exchange. The pack has learned to recognize the boundary, where pursuit becomes waste, where hunger becomes harm. They stop before that line. Sometimes they turn away entirely. Sometimes they wait. The decision is shared even when it is not spoken. This is the discipline of the night-running pack. Not obedience, awareness. Each wolf carries responsibility for the whole. A mistake made alone echoes through many bodies. So care is natural. The pack moves as if every step matters because it does. Their presence sharpens the night without tearing it. They do not leave disorder behind. They leave quiet. They know the forest will remain after they pass. They know they are temporary within it. This knowledge does not weaken them. It steadies them. The hunt, when it comes, is brief. There is no cruelty. There is no prolonging. Life meets life, and one continues. The pack does not linger afterward. There is no triumph, only nourishment, only continuation. They move away as softly as they arrived. The forest closes behind them. Nothing is broken. Nothing is wasted. This is why they hunt. Not for blood, but for balance. Not for dominance, but for survival. The night holds them because they respect what it holds. Their movement remains calm even when the body is fed, even when hunger is gone. They do not change. Discipline is not something they switch off. It is how they exist. As they move deeper into the forest, their rhythm blends again with the larger rhythm around them. Step, breath, stillness, everything continues. There is one presence in the pack that does not need to move often. It does not draw attention by speed or by size. It is noticed through stillness. When the pack slows, this presence remains unchanged. When direction shifts, this presence does not hurry to correct it. It waits. The body of this wolf carries marks of time, not dramatic, not displayed. A pale seam runs along one shoulder, where fur grows thinner and never fully returns. It does not weaken the movement. It does not stiffen the joint. It simply exists, a quiet record of a moment long past. The coat around it has darkened unevenly, not with age, but with weather. Rain that soaked too deeply, snow that lingered longer than expected. The fur holds these memories without resistance. The eyes are what others notice first. Not sharp, not aggressive, clear. They do not scan restlessly. They do not search for dominance. They remain open, taking in what arrives. There is weight behind the gaze, but not pressure. When another wolf meets it, there is no challenge felt, only recognition. This wolf does not stand at the front by force. It does not assert position. It is simply where decisions settle. When the pack pauses, eyes turn toward this presence without instruction. Not because it demands attention, because it carries calm that others lean into. This wolf is not the strongest. There are bodies in the pack with broader chests, with faster bursts of speed, with sharper teeth. Strength is present everywhere. But strength alone does not hold the night. This wolf understands something quieter. Movement must come from clarity, not impulse. When to continue, when to wait, when to turn aside, the body of this wolf reflects that understanding. Muscles are dense but relaxed. There is no constant readiness to spring. Weight is distributed evenly, as if the ground itself is being listened to. Breath moves low in the chest, slow, even. Nothing is wasted. The pack feels this economy. It spreads. A slight easing in shoulders, a lowering of tails, not submission, alignment. This wolf does not rush toward opportunity. It lets opportunity reveal itself. Scent drifts through the air. Others register it immediately. This wolf waits one breath longer, not to doubt, to confirm. The pause is subtle, almost invisible, but it changes everything. In that pause, direction becomes clear. The forest offers more information when it is not interrupted. The wolf receives it, not as data, as sensation, temperature shifts, wind patterns, the way silence gathers or loosens. Decisions form quietly. When movement resumes, it feels inevitable, as if the pack has simply recognized what was already there. This wolf carries memory in the body, not as images, as weight. A night when sound traveled too fast, a season when hunger pressed too close, a moment when a decision came late. The body remembers these without replaying them. They shape restraint. They shape patience. There is no guilt here, only awareness. The wolf does not dwell in what cannot be changed. It stands fully in what is happening now. That is why others follow, not out of fear, out of relief. To move without questioning every step is a kind of rest. This presence allows that rest. When danger appears, it does not flare. There is no sudden surge. The wolf's posture changes only slightly. A shift of weight, a narrowing of focus, enough to signal without alarming. The pack responds in the same way. Energy gathers without spilling. If retreat is needed, it is chosen early, before loss, before damage. There is no shame in this. The wolf understands that survival is not proven through sacrifice. It is maintained through continuity. When advance is chosen, it is clean, direct. There is no excess movement, no wasted effort. The wolf does not chase emotion. It does not escalate. It stays inside the boundary of necessity. The pack trusts this boundary because it has held before, because it has never broken without reason. This wolf does not sleep deeply, not because of vigilance, but because awareness remains lightly open. Even in rest, the body stays connected to the environment. Breath remains steady. Ears rest, but do not close. This is not tension, it is integration. The wolf belongs to the night as much as the night belongs to the forest. Nothing feels separate. When the pack settles, this presence settles with them, not apart, not above. Within, it does not need to be seen. It only needs to remain, and it does. There was a winter that did not arrive gently. It came without softness, without warning. Cold settled deep into the ground early that year, before the forest had time to prepare. Snow fell heavy and stayed, not light, not clean. It pressed down on branches until they bent and cracked. It filled paths the pack had used for generations. Movement became slower, not by choice, but by necessity. Food grew scarce, not suddenly, gradually. At first, hunger was distant, a quiet presence at the edge of awareness. The pack adjusted. They traveled farther. They waited longer. Bodies grew leaner, but discipline remained. Then the cold deepened again. Prey moved differently. Some left the valley. Some did not survive the freeze. The forest changed its patterns, and the pack had to change with it. Nights stretched longer. The moon felt sharper, its light reflecting off endless white. The ground no longer offered memory of warmth, only resistance. Pause sank deeper with every step. Energy drained faster than it could be restored. The pack felt the strain, not as panic, as silence. Breath became more visible, more precious. Every decision carried more weight. The wolf who held the line felt it first, not because he was burdened with leadership, but because he listened more closely. He felt the hesitation before it reached the others, the subtle slowing, the way attention narrowed too early. He knew the winter would not forgive impatience. Still, the pack could not stop. They moved through nights that offered little return. They passed familiar grounds that held no scent of life. Hunger moved closer, not as desperation, but as pressure. Bodies needed fuel. The balance that once guided them began to thin. Then came the night of the wrong decision. It did not feel wrong at first. The scent appeared suddenly, unexpected in the cold, fresh, alive. The pack paused. The young wolf felt its strongest, not reckless, eager. His body was built for movement, for speed that cut through snow. He stepped forward without fear. The leader sensed the shift. Not danger, possibility. The scent was faint but clear, moving across a narrow ravine. The terrain was unfamiliar, but hunger spoke louder than caution. The decision formed quickly, too quickly. They would pursue. The pack adjusted, tightened formation. Snow muffled sound, but also hid depth. The ravine narrowed more than expected. Ice layered beneath powder, unseen. The young wolf moved ahead, light on his feet, confident. The leader followed, but distance grew. One step misjudged. Not dramatic, not loud. The ground gave way where it appeared solid. The young wolf slipped. Momentum carried him forward and down. The sound was brief, then silence. The pack stopped instantly. The leader reached the edge and looked down. Too far, too steep. The body below lay still. Breath fogged the air above, but there was no response from below. The night closed in around the moment. The pack did not howl. They did not move. They waited. The leader descended carefully, each step deliberate. The young wolf's body was warm but already loosening, eyes half open, unfocused. There was no pain now, only absence. The leader stayed with him until the cold began to rise again. There was nothing to retrieve, nothing to correct. They returned without sound. The forest did not change. Snow continued to fall softly, as if unaware. The pack carried the loss without display. But it settled, deep. The winter continued. Hunger remained. But something else had shifted. The leader's body changed first, not in strength, in weight. Every pause grew longer. Every scent was measured twice. Decisions no longer formed quickly. They arrived slowly, The memory of that night did not repeat itself in images. It lived in sensation, a tightening in the chest when terrain shifted unexpectedly, a delay in the legs before moving forward, a breath held slightly longer before committing. The pack felt it. They adjusted. No one questioned the hesitation. No one pushed. Loss had become part of their awareness, not as fear, as care. The winter eventually loosened its grip. Snow receded, movement eased, food returned in fragments. The pack survived, but they were not unchanged. The young wolf was never spoken of, not because he was forgotten, because his presence had become internal. Every careful step carried him. Every decision shaped by restraint carried his absence. The leader did not punish himself. There was no space for that. But the responsibility remained, not heavy, integrated. This was the foundation of his steadiness, not strength. Memory, not dominance. Understanding. The pack moved forward with quieter certainty. The winter remained within them, not as cold but as awareness, and it continued to guide every night that followed. The night does not begin the way it usually does. Nothing is loud, nothing is sudden. But something is different. The forest holds itself a little tighter. Air feels thicker against fur, not heavy, but watchful. The pack gathers without signal. They do not rush to align, yet their spacing closes more quickly than usual. Breath moves, but it does not fully relax. This is not fear. It is alertness without direction. The ground feels familiar, yet less welcoming. Soil that usually receives their steps offers less give. A faint resistance rises through the pause, as if the earth itself is withholding something. The pack notices. They do not comment. Their movement begins slowly, measured more carefully than before. Each wolf places weight with added intention, testing balance before committing. No one breaks formation. No one drifts. The silence they protect feels narrower, not fragile, compressed. The wind carries fewer messages. Scent arrives unevenly, fragmented. It does not flow, it interrupts. The moon, usually present as a quiet reference, is no longer clear. Clouds slide across it in uneven layers, thickening, thinning, never settling. Light changes without rhythm. Shadows stretch, then collapse. The forest loses its familiar geometry. Paths that once felt open now appear uncertain. Branches cast shapes that do not repeat. The pack slows further. This time, the pause is shared. They stop together, bodies aligned, ears turning not outward, but inward. Attention draws closer to the center. The wolf who holds the line remains steady, not rigid, not withdrawn, but his stillness carries weight. The pack feels it and does not push past it. The moon disappears again, leaving only dim reflection from snow and bark. Darkness deepens, but it does not expand, it tightens. The forest feels closer, Sounds that usually drift away now linger. A distant crack of ice, a branch shifting under unseen weight. Nothing identifies itself. Everything remains ambiguous. Breath shortens slightly, not in panic, in readiness. The pack resumes movement, but now each step is accompanied by listening, not scanning, receiving. The wind changes direction briefly, then returns. With it comes a scent, not strong, not clear. It does not announce prey. It does not declare threat. It exists between, warm, faintly metallic, carrying movement but no pattern. The pack registers it instantly. Bodies react before thought. Spines lower, necks lengthen. Distance between wolves adjusts without command. Edges widen. The center holds. No one accelerates. No one retreats. The scent drifts again, then breaks apart. It does not behave like something alive. It does not behave like something dead. The forest offers no clarification. The wolf at the center slows further. One breath passes, then another. The pack waits inside that space. The moon struggles through cloud again, casting a pale wash over uneven ground. For a moment, everything appears ordinary. Then it fades. The instability remains. The ground ahead slopes gently, but the slope does not reveal what lies beyond. Snow here is thinner. Patches of earth exposed, dark and damp. The scent concentrates briefly, then vanishes. The pack halts again. This time the pause is longer. No signal is given, yet no one moves. This is the threshold, not marked by sound, not marked by sight, marked by the body's recognition that continuation carries risk. The wolf who holds the line shifts his weight slightly, not forward, not back, to center. The pack mirrors the adjustment. Breath slows again. The scent returns, closer now. Still indistinct. It carries warmth, but also something sharp beneath. Not blood, not fear, change. The pack remains. No pursuit begins. The discipline holds. Time stretches here, not dramatically, quietly. The forest seems to wait with them. Even the wind settles. Then somewhere ahead, something moves. Not fast, not slow, purposeful. Snow compresses softly, then releases. The sound is barely there. Enough. The pack does not chase it. They acknowledge it. Bodies angle slightly. Attention sharpens, but remains wide. The wolf at the center lifts his head just enough to receive the air fully. The scent resolves slightly. Still not prey, still not threat. Something alone, something displaced. The realization moves through the pack without urgency. This is not a hunt as they know it. The night has shifted. The moon disappears again, this time for longer. Darkness presses closer, not to suffocate, to test. The pack holds formation. No one breaks discipline. The forest feels like it is holding its breath. So do they. The moment does not end yet. It waits. The movement ahead does not belong to the pack. That realization arrives without alarm, but it settles heavily. The forest no longer feels neutral. It feels occupied. Air tightens in a way that has nothing to do with cold, not pressure, presence. The pack senses it at the same time. Bodies lower slightly, not in fear, but in calculation. This scent is different, not unfamiliar, but unwelcome. It carries weight, density, a confidence that does not wander. This is not prey. This is something that also hunts. The pack does not stop abruptly. They slow as one. Spacing adjusts again. Edges widen more than before. The center tightens. Breath becomes quieter, as if sound itself might draw attention. The forest responds. Wind pulls back. Even the smallest movements seem amplified. Somewhere ahead, a shape shifts. Not clearly seen, felt. A presence anchored to the ground. Solid in its stillness. The moon offers nothing now. Clouds hold it completely, leaving the forest layered in dark upon dark. The pack does not advance. They wait. Waiting is not weakness here. It is survival. The scent clarifies just enough. Musk, warmth, a faint metallic undertone. Not blood, not decay, strength. This other hunter does not move often. It does not need to. It trusts its position. The pack recognizes this immediately. No challenge rises, no impulse to test. The forest has narrowed into a corridor of choice. Forward is contact. Contact is risk, not symbolic risk. Physical, teeth, claws, momentum. One misjudged second would be enough. The pack remains still. Every body feels the boundary. It is invisible, but unmistakable. The wolf who holds the line shifts his focus. Not outward, inward. He feels the pack's collective readiness, but also their limits. Energy is present, but not endless. The winter still lives in their bodies. Reserves are not deep. This other hunter is built for confrontation. Broad mass, low center, grounded. The pack does not need to see it fully to understand. Instinct delivers the picture. The wolf does not tense. He breathes. Once, then again. The pack follows. Breath returns to depth, even as attention sharpens. This is the moment where many leaders fail. Where pride speaks louder than sense. Where ground is tested unnecessarily. The wolf does not step forward. He does not retreat yet. He holds. The pack waits inside that hold. Time stretches. Not dramatically, quietly. The forest does not interrupt. The other presence remains, unmoving, confident. The scent does not approach. It does not retreat. It waits to be acknowledged. The boundary sharpens. This is not a fight that needs to happen. But it could. That is what makes it dangerous. A slight shift of weight from the other hunter sends a ripple through the ground. The pack feels it immediately. Muscles prepare, but do not engage. No sound is made, no signal given. The wolf senses the smallest increase in tension, the kind that precedes sudden force. This is the edge, not crossed yet, but close. The decision forms without urgency. It does not rush. It arrives fully shaped. Retreat, not flight. Withdrawal. There is a difference. The wolf turns his head just enough for the pack to read it. No gesture, no command. But the intention moves instantly. Bodies respond. The formation loosens slightly, then shifts. No back is turned, no vulnerability exposed. They move sideways, diagonal, away from the center of threat. The ground opens again as they move. Distance grows. The scent thins. The other hunter does not pursue. It does not need to. It has defended its space. That is enough. The pack continues their withdrawal until the forest's texture changes, until air loosens again, until breath no longer feels held. Only then do they stop. The wolf holds still. He listens. The forest answers with quiet. No pursuit, no echo. The danger recedes into memory. The pack remains intact. No blood spilled. No body lost. The wolf feels the weight of the choice, not relief. Responsibility, the kind that settles deeper than triumph ever could. The pack breathes together, slow, even. They move on, not away from the night, but deeper into it, alive. The forest opens again, not suddenly, carefully. Air loosens around the pack as they move away from danger. Breath deepens without instruction. The ground feels less guarded. Still cold, still dark, but no longer tight. Mist begins to gather ahead, thin and drifting. It does not block the path, it softens it. The moon returns slowly, filtered through cloud and vapor. Its light does not fall straight, it spreads. The forest regains depth. The pack moves forward, not hunting now, only continuing. Their formation remains intact, but the edge has relaxed. Attention stays open, no longer compressed. Then the scent changes, not abruptly, quietly. It is not the scent of another hunter, not the weight they felt before. This is lighter, fainter. It carries fatigue. The pack senses it together, body slow. No tension rises. This scent does not demand reaction. It asks for recognition. The wolf who holds the line shifts direction slightly, following the way the air settles between trees. Mist thickens here, curling close to the ground. Movement ahead is subtle, not purposeful, not confident. A pale shape appears, then fades, then appears again. The moonlight touches it briefly. White, not bright, muted. The color of snow that has rested too long in shadow. The pack stops. The shape remains still. It does not run. It does not approach. It waits. The white wolf stands partly turned away, body angled to protect one side. One foreleg does not carry full weight. It rests lightly on the ground, careful. Breath moves shallowly through her chest, visible in the cool air. Her coat is uneven, clean in places, damp in others. The mist clings to her fur, making her edges indistinct. She does not bare her teeth. She does not lower her head in submission. Her ears are upright, but tired. Her eyes meet the pack briefly, then look away. Not fear, containment. The wolf who holds the line does not advance. He stays where he is. The pack remains quiet behind him. No sound breaks the space. The white wolf does not call out. She does not signal. She does not ask. Her body speaks instead. Fatigue held tightly. Pain managed carefully. A balance maintained with effort. She is alone, that is clear. Her scent carries no others. No pack nearby. Only distance. The moon shifts again behind cloud, dim but present. The light outlines her form without emphasizing it. She seems almost unreal, as if formed from mist and cold. The wolf steps forward one pace, then stops. Distance is preserved. Respect. The white wolf does not flinch. She remains still, breath steadying slightly. The forest listens. No urgency enters. Time stretches gently. The wolf reads the injury without looking directly, the way weight avoids one limb. The subtle tightening along her flank. Not severe, but draining, enough to slow her, enough to separate her from her own kind. The pack senses no threat, no deception, only endurance. The wolf lowers his head slightly, not a bow, an easing. The white wolf exhales, a long breath she has been holding, her shoulders softened by a fraction. She does not move closer. She does not retreat. She remains. The mist thickens, closing the space gently around them. The forest does not interfere. This is not a confrontation. It is an arrival. The pack does not circle. They do not surround. They remain where they are. Witnesses. The white wolf shifts her injured leg, careful, precise. Pain flickers, then settles. She blinks slowly. The wolf waits. No decision is forced, no path chosen yet. The night holds them both. The moon fades again, leaving only soft contrast. The moment continues, unbroken. The forest does not close after danger passes. It loosens. Gradually, the air begins to move again, not away from the pack, but around them. Breath settles. Muscles soften without collapsing. The night accepts their presence once more. Mist drifts in low layers, thin and patient, as if the ground itself is exhaling. It slides between roots and fallen branches, cool against fur. The moon does not return fully. It stays distant, filtered. Light arrives softened, without sharp edges. It touches the forest the way memory touches the mind. Indirect, gentle. The pack continues forward, not searching, not fleeing, simply moving. Their steps are quieter now, not from caution, but from release. The forest floor feels different here, less guarded, more yielding. The night stretches wider. Then something interrupts the sameness, not movement, absence. A pocket of stillness ahead that does not belong to the forest. The pack senses it together. No tension forms, only curiosity held carefully. The scent arrives slowly, not strong enough to define, not weak enough to ignore. It carries cold and exhaustion. It does not carry fear. The pack slows, not because they must, because they choose to. Mist thickens in the space ahead, coiling softly, never blocking sight completely. Within it, a lighter presence begins to take shape. At first it seems like a trick of the light, a suggestion rather than a body. Then the moon shifts slightly. The suggestion becomes form, white, not bright white, a muted tone like frost before dawn. The shape stands apart from the trees, but does not separate itself from the night. It is still, not frozen, resting in place. The pack stops. No one steps forward. No one retreats. The white wolf remains where she is. Her body is angled slightly, one side kept away from full exposure. Her posture is controlled, deliberate. One leg bears less weight, not lifted, just spared. Breath moves shallowly, but evenly. Each rise of her chest is careful, measured. Her fur is uneven in texture, clean along the neck, damp along the flank. Mist clings to her coat, making her edges blur into the night. She does not look at the pack directly. Her gaze passes across them briefly, then rests on the ground nearby. Not submission, containment. The wolf who holds the line does not change his stance. He remains grounded, present. The pack stays quiet behind him. No sound moves between them. The forest listens. The white wolf does not speak. She does not lower herself. She does not ask. Her body carries the story instead. Fatigue held together by will. Pain managed through stillness. Balance maintained with effort. She is alone. The air confirms it. Her scent does not carry the thread of others. No nearby pack. No recent companionship. Only distance and time. The moon dims again behind drifting cloud, leaving the scene wrapped in soft contrast. The white wolf seems almost carved from mist, her form gentle, temporary. The wolf steps forward once, a single pace. Then he stops. Space remains between them. Not distance, room. The white wolf does not recoil. She remains where she is, her breathing deepening slightly. The forest does not react. No birds scatter. No wind shifts. This is not conflict. It is recognition. The wolf reads her injury without looking closely. The way her weight avoids a full transfer. The faint tension along her side, not severe, but draining, enough to slow her, enough to separate her from her own path. The pack senses no threat, no manipulation, only endurance. The wolf lowers his head slightly, not in deference, in easing. The white wolf exhales. A long breath leaves her body, as if she has been holding it for a long time. Her shoulders soften by a fraction. She does not step forward. She does not move away. She stays. Mist thickens around their legs, cool and steady. The forest holds the space open. No urgency appears, no decision presses forward. Time stretches gently. The pack remains where it is. They do not circle. They do not close in. They witness. The white wolf shifts her injured leg carefully, precisely. Pain flickers through her posture, then settles again. She blinks slowly. The wolf waits. No path is chosen yet. The night holds them both. The moon fades again. Only the soft contrast remains. The moment continues. The forest remains quiet, not empty, attentive. The pack does not move. Neither does the white wolf. Time stretches, not as delay, but as space. In this space, the decision begins to form, not suddenly, not fully. The wolf who holds the line feels the weight first. It settles in the chest, low and steady. Helping her would change everything. Not dramatically, practically. She is injured, slowed. Her presence would alter their rhythm. The pack's movement would need to adjust, their spacing, their pace. Every pause would lengthen. Every route would carry more risk. Predators do not target strength, they target imbalance. The wolf knows this. He has lived it. Winter taught him that weakness is not punished immediately. It is noticed. The pack senses the same truth. No one steps forward. No one pulls back. They wait inside the uncertainty. Leaving her would also change everything. Not outwardly, internally. The pack could continue as they are, their formation intact, their speed unchanged. The night would move forward without disruption, but something would remain behind. Not a body, a fracture. The wolf feels it clearly. The moment of turning away would not fade. It would travel with them, not as regret, as misalignment. He does not think in words. He feels direction. And this direction does not point cleanly forward. The white wolf does not ask. She does not reach out. She does not soften herself to invite help. She remains exactly where she is, holding her balance, managing pain without display. The wolf notices this. Strength expressed quietly is still strength. Her stillness is not surrender. It is control. The forest offers no guidance. The night does not interfere. This is not a test from outside. It is a measure from within. The wolf turns his attention inward, not to memory, to sensation. The pack behind him breathes together, steady. trust him to decide, not because he is infallible, because he has never chosen against the life of the whole. He measures the risk carefully. If they help her, they will slow. If they slow, they will be seen. If they are seen, they may be challenged. The winter still lives in their bodies. Margins are thin. He knows this. But he also knows what happens when decisions are made only from caution. The pack survives, but something narrows. Movement becomes efficient, but hollow. He remembers that feeling, not as memory, as pressure. The white wolf shifts her weight slightly. Pain flickers, then subsides. She exhales, not in relief, in endurance. The wolf understands. She is not asking to be carried. She is asking to be allowed to continue. He feels the pack behind him. No resistance, no push. They are ready to follow either path. That is trust. The decision arrives quietly, not as certainty, as alignment. He steps forward, one pace. The pack does not react. They do not break formation. They simply hold. The white wolf lifts her head slightly. Her eyes meet his briefly. No hope, no fear, recognition. The wolf stops at a respectful distance. He does not touch her. He does not close the space completely. He lowers his head, not as dominance, as offering. Help does not always require contact. Sometimes it requires permission. The white wolf breathes in, then out. Her posture softens just enough to acknowledge the choice. The pack shifts subtly, not forward, around. Space opens, a place within the rhythm, not at the center, not at the edge. A place that allows movement without forcing pace. The wolf knows what this means. From this moment, nothing will be simple. Routes will change, timing will stretch, risk will increase. There is no promise of safety tomorrow. He accepts this fully, not bravely, clearly. He does not look ahead. He does not look back. He stays in the moment of decision. The night receives it. The forest does not resist. The pack begins to move again, slower, but intact. The white wolf adjusts her step to match the new rhythm. Pain remains, but so does balance. No celebration occurs, no relief, only continuation. The wolf does not know what the next night will bring. He does not ask. He has chosen to act in alignment with what he is. And that is enough for now. The pack moves again, not as before. The rhythm has changed. Steps are shorter now. Pauses arrive more often. No one complains. No one resists. This new pace is accepted quietly. The white wolf walks slightly behind and to the side, not separated, not enclosed. Her steps are careful, placed with intention. Pain travels through her body, but it does not control it. She listens to the ground before committing weight. The wolf who holds the line stays close, not hovering, not guarding, present. The pack adjusts naturally. Paths are chosen with more care. They avoid open ground. They follow cover. Routes curve gently rather than cut straight. The forest offers alternatives when it is given patience. Danger is no longer something to confront. It is something to move around. The night feels long, not endless, extended. Time loosens its grip. Breath sets the measure now. Inhale, exhale. Between breaths, there is space. The white wolf glances toward him occasionally, not seeking reassurance, acknowledging presence. Their eyes meet briefly, then separate. No message is exchanged. Understanding settles anyway. Silence becomes a language, not empty, complete. The pack senses it and keeps distance. They do not intrude. They do not interrupt. This shared quiet belongs to the two of them. Movement slows again when the ground changes. Rock replaces soil. Sound carries farther here. They step more lightly. The white wolf stumbles once. Not a fall, a misjudged placement. She recovers quickly, but the strain is visible. The wolf does not rush forward. He slows instead. The pack slows with him. The moment passes without drawing attention. Trust deepens. They continue. Hours stretch. The forest changes subtly. Trees thin, wind shifts. Somewhere in the distance, a sound moves through the night. Human-made, metal striking stone. Not close, but remembered. The white wolf stills. Her body tightens in a way that is different from pain. This is memory. The wolf senses it. He does not turn. He allows the moment. After a while, her breath changes. Deeper, heavier. She speaks then, not loudly, not fully formed. Her voice is rough, unused. She does not tell a story. She releases fragments. A valley once full of familiar scent, trails that no longer return, noise that did not belong to the forest, firelight where moonlight should have been. The pack behind them listens without reacting. They do not judge. They do not respond. They understand loss. The white wolf continues. Her pack did not scatter at once. It thinned, one absence at a time, until the rhythm broke, until the night no longer felt safe. She did not run. She waited. Then one night, there was nothing left to wait with. Her voice stops, not from emotion, from exhaustion. The night holds the weight of it. The wolf absorbs the meaning without comment. He does not offer comfort. He offers presence. The pack adjusts their path again. They move away from the distant sound, deeper into cover. The white wolf breathes more evenly now. Something has been released, not healed, shared. The night stretches on. Step, breath, stillness. They walk together. No promise made, no future named, only the next safe step, and then the next. The night continues without urgency. Movement settles into a steady flow, no longer strained, no longer cautious. The pack has found a rhythm that holds. Within it, the two wolves walk close enough to feel one another's presence. but not so close that space disappears. The wolf begins to notice something subtle, not in her injury, not in her fatigue, in how she moves. Even slowed, even carrying pain, her awareness extends outward. She reads the forest the way a leader does, not searching, receiving. Her pauses arrive at the right moments, not because she must rest, but because the ground changes. Her attention shifts before danger announces itself. She senses the pack behind her without turning. This is not instinct alone. This is experience. The wolf recognizes it without naming it. He has seen this quality before, in himself, in others who once carried responsibility not as dominance, but as care. The realization does not arrive as surprise. It settles. The white wolf was not simply part of a pack. She held one. Her body carries the memory of being watched, of being followed. Even now, she does not move as one who expects protection. She moves as one who once provided it. The wolf adjusts his pace slightly, not to lead, to match. Their steps fall into quiet alignment. No signal is exchanged. The pack notices the change and accommodates it. Leadership does not need to announce itself to be shared. The forest grows thinner ahead. Trees space out. The ground smooths. The air feels less compressed. The wolf glances toward her, not openly, through awareness. She meets his presence without looking directly. There is recognition here. Not romantic, not dramatic, familiar. Two beings shaped by the same weight. They walk for a long time without sound. Words are unnecessary. Their histories speak through posture, through restraint, through the way neither rushes to fill silence. Loss has taught them what not to say. The white wolf breathes steadily now. Pain remains, but it is no longer foreground. Her movement carries intention again. The wolf senses the shift. He does not comment. Acknowledgement does not require voice. At one point, she slows, not from strain, from choice. The pack pauses naturally. She lifts her head slightly. Her gaze moves across the forest, wide and calm. She knows this terrain is not hers, but she reads it as if it could be. This confirms it. She once guided others through uncertainty. She once made decisions that affected more than herself. The wolf feels something soften, not attachment, respect. He understands now why her loss carries such weight. It is not only the absence of companionship, it is the absence of responsibility, the sudden silence where guidance once lived. He knows that silence. He has carried it. Their shared understanding deepens, not through confession, through stillness. They do not turn toward one another. They continue walking, side by side, close enough that their breaths occasionally align. The pack moves with them, but does not intrude. This bond forms without claiming space. The night accepts it. Later, when the moon shifts again, casting pale light through thinning cloud, Their shadows move together briefly on the ground. They do not notice. No marking is needed. Connection does not ask to be seen. It exists because it is true. The wolf feels no urgency to name it. He has learned that what arrives gently lasts. The white wolf does not lean toward him. She does not withdraw. She remains herself. That is enough. Two paths, once separate, now moving in quiet parallel. No vow spoken, no future imagined, only the present held without fear. And that holding is already a form of trust. The night changes again, not gradually, decisively. Wind arrives first, cutting through the forest without apology. It bends branches low, it strips warmth from fur. The air becomes unsettled, moving in conflicting directions. Rain follows quickly, cold and relentless, not falling straight, driven sideways. The forest loses its quiet, leaves thrash, limbs scrape against one another. The pack tightens formation instinctively. Movement slows, not from caution, but from resistance. Each step must be claimed. The ground softens under rain, turning uncertain. Scents scatter. Familiar trails dissolve. The night no longer offers clarity. Within the chaos, something else enters the air. Sharp, coppered, blood. Not fresh enough to be theirs, not old enough to belong to the forest. The pack senses it immediately. Bodies tense. Attention sharpens, but the storm masks direction. Wind tears scent apart, then presses it suddenly close. The wolf who holds the line shifts focus. Not outward, inward. He reads the pack's condition. Fatigue has begun to show. Muscles are slower to respond. Balance requires more effort. The white wolf struggles more now. Rain slicks the ground beneath her. Her injury protests. She does not fall, but strain increases. The wolf stays near, not shielding, aware. Thunder rolls in the distance, low, heavy. The forest feels smaller. Movement continues, but every choice narrows. Then it arrives. A presence that does not move with the storm. It cuts through it. The scent becomes unmistakable, dense, predatory. This hunter does not retreat from chaos. It uses it. The pack feels the shift instantly. Formation adjusts, edges draw inward. The white wolf is guided, closer to the center without touch. The wolf lifts his head briefly to read what the rain cannot hide. The presence is following, not rushing, tracking, patient. The storm provides cover. That makes it dangerous. The pack cannot outrun it. Wet ground steals speed. Wind steals hearing. The wolf makes a decision. They change direction sharply, not away, across, into denser growth. Branches tear at fur. Rain pools in low ground. The white wolf stumbles again. This time she does not recover alone. The wolf moves in close enough to steady her with his body. The pack compresses. The hunter closes distance. The scent grows heavier, closer. There is no more ambiguity. This is pursuit. The storm hides the moment of contact. It happens suddenly. A force strikes from the side, not loud, violent. The wolf meets it instinctively. Bodies collide. Momentum carries them into wet earth and roots. Pain flashes sharp and immediate. Teeth connect, not cleanly. The wolf feels pressure tear along his shoulder. Warmth spreads beneath rain. Blood mixes with water. The pack reacts instantly, not in chaos, in discipline. They do not scatter. They drive forward and around, forcing space. The hunter retreats just enough. The wolf remains standing, barely. His breathing changes, shorter, controlled. The storm roars around them. The white wolf presses close. Her body steady against his. She does not panic. She anchors. The pack regroups. They do not pursue. They withdraw again, more urgently now. The wolf moves with them, but his strength is compromised. Pain pulses with each step. The rain washes blood away, but weakness remains. The forest finally thickens enough to slow pursuit. The scent fades. The presence recedes. The pack does not stop until the storm begins to loosen. Only then do they pause. The wolf lowers himself carefully, not collapsing, choosing. The white wolf stays beside him. The pack forms a loose guard. Rain softens, wind slows. The danger passes, but the line has been crossed. The wolf's injury is real. The boundary between continuation and ending has become visible. He breathes. Still, the storm does not end all at once. It loosens. Rain thins into a steady fall. Wind lowers its voice. The forest breathes again, carefully. The pack remains still. They do not move away from the wounded wolf. They do not crowd him. They hold position, balanced between watchfulness and rest. The wolf breathes. Each breath costs effort now, but it arrives. The white wolf stays closest, not pressed against him, aligned. Her body faces outward toward the dark that still holds risk. She listens. The forest answers in fragments, water dripping from leaves, a distant branch settling. Then, beneath it all, movement. Not loud, not rushed. The hunter has not fully left. It lingers, testing. The pack senses it. Fatigue runs deep now. Energy is thin. Another direct confrontation would break them. The wolf feels this clearly. His body is still strong enough to stand, but not to fight again. He shifts slightly, trying to rise. Pain surges. The white wolf reacts immediately. She steps forward, one pace, then another. She places herself between him and the dark. No signal, no glance back. The pack does not question it. They recognize intention the way they recognize scent. This is not instinctive panic. This is choice. The white wolf stands with her weight evenly placed. Her injured leg protests, but she adjusts. She does not bare her teeth. She does not lower her head. Her posture is calm, open. The hunter senses the change. Its presence sharpens. The distance between them shortens. The forest tightens around the moment. The white wolf does not move. She does not charge. She holds, not as challenge, as boundary. The wolf behind her breathes steadily, watching. He understands immediately. This is not sacrifice born of emotion. This is alignment. She has assessed the situation. She knows the pack needs time. She knows he needs to remain still. She also knows that standing here may cost her, and she accepts that. The hunter edges closer. Its scent grows dense. The pack remains silent. No one breaks formation. No one interferes. This space belongs to her now. The white wolf shifts her stance slightly, anchoring. Her breath deepens. She is not preparing to attack. She is preparing to endure. The hunter pauses, not confused, measuring. The storm-muted forest offers no distraction, everything narrow. The white wolf meets the presence without aggression. She does not flee. She does not invite pursuit. She exists firmly in the space she has chosen. Time stretches again. The hunter does not advance further. Its senses resolve, not bravado, not desperation. Something solid, something that will not scatter easily. Eventually, the presence shifts, not retreating in fear, redirecting. The scent thins. The pressure eases. The boundary holds. The white wolf remains still until the forest releases its tension. Only then does she step back, slowly, deliberately. She returns to the wolf's side. Her body trembles slightly now, not from fear, from cost. The wolf looks at her, not with gratitude, with recognition. He understands what was given and why. She did not do this for him alone. She did it for the continuation of the whole. The pack breathes again. Movement resumes gently. They reposition around the injured wolf. The white wolf lowers herself to rest. Her breathing is uneven for a moment, then steadies. Both wolves remain alive. But something has changed. The balance between them is no longer neutral. They have seen each other at the edge. They have chosen, not out of attachment, out of alignment. The night stretches forward, not easier, not harder, different. The forest accepts the shift, and so do they. The night begins to thin, not into light, but into awareness. The storm has passed completely now. The forest feels washed, cleansed of urgency. The pack moves again, carefully. The wounded wolf walks slower, but steadier. Pain remains managed. The white wolf stays near, her presence calm. Ahead, the land changes. The air carries a different texture, not unfamiliar, but distant. The white wolf senses it first. Her steps slow. Her breath shifts. She stops. The pack halts behind her. She lifts her head slightly. The scent arrives fully now. Familiar, layered, many bodies, many histories. Her pack, they are alive. That is clear. Their scent is not broken, not scattered. But it has changed. It no longer carries cohesion. It carries survival. The white wolf stands still. She does not move forward. She does not call. The wolf watches her carefully. He feels the shift in her body, not tension, recognition. The pack appears gradually between the trees, not clustered tightly, spread. Their movements are cautious. Their eyes scan constantly. They have learned to expect interruption. They stop when they see her. No rush forward, no greeting, only pause. They recognize her, but they do not step toward her. Something has altered. Leadership has thinned. Trust has fractured. They have adapted by becoming smaller, quieter. The white wolf breathes deeply. She understands immediately. They survived by changing. And in that change, they no longer move the way she does. She takes one step forward, then stops. The space between them holds. No sound crosses it. The wolf remains behind her, not intruding. The pack behind him waits. This is her moment. Time stretches, not painfully, fully. The white wolf looks at the pack she once held. She sees the caution in their stance, the absence of shared rhythm. They are alive, but they are not whole. She could return. They would accept her presence, but not her way. She would have to become smaller to stay. The realization settles. She exhales slowly. She turns her head slightly, not toward the pack, but toward the forest beside her, toward the path she has been walking. The wolf does not move. He does not ask. He does not offer. He waits. This choice must be unshared. The white wolf looks back once more, not with longing, with clarity. She lowers her head briefly, not in farewell, in acknowledgement. Then she steps away, not quickly, not hesitantly, deliberately. Her pack does not follow. They watch, they accept. The distance grows. Silence fills the space where reunion might have been. The wolf feels the weight of it, not as loss, as transition. The white wolf returns to his side. She does not look back again. They stand together for a moment. The forest holds them. Nothing needs to be said. The path ahead remains. Uncertain, shared, the pack begins to move. The white wolf moves with them, not as guest, not as replacement, as presence. The night opens forward. The night does not end yet, but something in it settles. The path forward is no longer weighed down by hesitation. The pack moves with renewed coherence, not faster, but steadier. The wounded wolf continues on. Pain remains present, but it no longer defines him. Each step is deliberate. Each breath arrives with intention. The white wolf walks beside him now, not behind, not ahead, alongside. Her movement is aligned with the pack's rhythm, not forcing change, not resisting it. She has chosen where to place her weight. Behind them, the forest holds the space where her old pack remains. No sound follows, no call, no pursuit. The separation has been completed, not violently, quietly. The white wolf does not look back again. There is nothing left to confirm. Her choice has already taken form in motion. The wolf senses the shift beside him, not as possession, as partnership. Two directions now move as one. The pack accepts this without question. They feel the balance settle. Leadership does not assert itself here. It distributes. Responsibility is shared without being announced. The terrain ahead opens slightly. The forest breathes differently. The air carries the first suggestion of change. Not light, but thinning darkness. The white wolf slows briefly, not from doubt, from awareness. She lifts her head, scans, then continues. This is how leaders move. Not claiming, reading. The wolf recognizes it fully now. She is not filling a gap. She is standing in alignment. The pack adjusts subtly around them. Spacing changes. Angles soften. A new center forms without displacement. The white wolf does not take command. She offers direction through presence, through steadiness, through restraint. The wolf feels no loss of ground. He feels relief. The burden he carried alone is no longer singular. It does not lighten. It balances. They walk together through the remaining night. No plan is spoken, no future outlined. The path will demand adaptation. There will be hunger again. There will be danger. There will be nights when doubt returns. But this choice was not made for certainty. It was made for integrity. The white wolf glances toward him once. A brief look. No promise. No reassurance. Understanding. He meets it without stopping. Their steps remain synchronized. The pack moves as one body again. Not the same as before, but complete. The night thins further. A pale line begins to form along the horizon. Not dawn, but its memory. The wolf slows slightly. The white wolf matches him. They pause together. The pack settles. They rest in place. The forest holds them gently. The wolf breathes deeply. The white wolf remains close, not touching, present. When movement resumes, it does so with quiet confidence. The night has changed them, but it has not diminished them. The path forward remains uncertain, but it is shared, and that is enough. The night settles, not into silence, but into steadiness. The pack moves with quiet certainty now. No hesitation, no fragmentation. Their steps are even, their spacing natural. The white wolf no longer walks apart. She has found her place within the flow, not at the front, not behind. She moves where balance forms. The pack does not resist her presence. They do not test it. They feel it. Something has shifted. The night hunting pack breathes differently. There is less urgency, less strain. Movement no longer feels like defense. It feels like continuity. The wolf who once carried everything alone walks lighter now, not because responsibility has disappeared, but because it is shared. The white wolf reads the night with him. Where he senses danger, she senses timing. Where he holds the line, she softens the edge. They do not correct each other. They complement. The pack adjusts around this naturally, angles smooth, distances settle. The rhythm deepens. Hunting no longer feels like pursuit. It feels like participation in the night. The forest responds. Prey moves without panic. Wind travels cleanly between trees. The night recognizes the new balance. The white wolf's presence does not dilute strength. It refines it. Calm becomes part of power. Patience becomes part of survival. The pack feels safer not because danger is gone, but because it is understood. Time stretches gently. Breath slows. The ground feels steady beneath paws. The wolf glances across the pack. No one is left behind. No one is pushed forward. Each body moves as it needs to. This is leadership that does not demand. It allows. The white wolf lifts her head briefly. The moon is faint now, almost gone. But its absence does not unsettle her. She has learned the dark again. The wolf senses her calm. It transfers. The pack moves deeper into the forest, not hunting, not fleeing, existing. The night wraps around them like a familiar shape. Muscles soften, eyes grow heavier. The work of the night is complete. Nothing more is required. The pack slows. They settle into a sheltered space where wind passes above them. Bodies lower. Breath deepens. The wolf rests without vigilance. The white wolf rests without fear. Two leaders, one pack, one rhythm. The night continues on its own. And the forest keeps watch so they do not have to. The moon begins to lower, not suddenly. It drifts, slow and unhurried, as if the sky itself has grown tired. Its light thins, edges soften, shadows stretch longer without sharpness. The forest notices, leaves no longer shimmer, branches rest. The night no longer holds tension, it holds weight. The pack does not move. Bodies are settled. Breath is deep and unguarded. No ear is turned sharply. No muscle waits. The work of the night is complete. The white wolf lies among them now, not apart, not centered, simply present. Her breathing has found the same rhythm as the rest. The wolf rests nearby. His body still carries ache, but it no longer demands attention. Pain fades into background sensation, something that exists without asking. The moon slips lower still. Its light now touches only the tops of trees, then leaves them. Darkness does not rush in. It arrives gently. The forest accepts it without fear. Somewhere far away, a sound rises, a single howl. Not loud, not sharp. It does not break the night. It travels through it. Carried by cool air, it moves across distance without urgency. It holds no grief, no warning. It is not a call for response. It is acknowledgement. Another voice joins it briefly, then falls silent. The sound does not repeat. It does not linger. It fades naturally, as breath fades into sleep. The pack does not stir. They do not answer. They do not need to. The night has already heard them. The forest settles deeper. Small animals retreat into stillness. Wind passes softly above the canopy, never touching the ground. The dark thickens into something soft, safe. The moon disappears completely now, not gone, just unseen. The sky holds its place without illumination. The pack breathes together, slow, even, each body supported by earth. No one is watchful, no one is waiting. The story has finished moving, only presence remains. The forest drifts, time loosens, thought thins. Nothing more is required. Sleep arrives without effort, and the night continues on its own. The night is quiet now, not empty, complete. Nothing remains unfinished. Breath slows without effort. The body no longer holds itself upright. The ground supports everything that needs to be held. Darkness is no longer something to move through. It becomes a place to rest. The forest does not ask for attention anymore. It is settled into its own rhythm. A rhythm older than urgency, older than fear. Somewhere far beyond the edge of awareness, the night continues its work. But here, nothing is required. Strength loosens its grip. Alertness softens. The need to decide fades away. In the darkness, survival does not belong to force. It belongs to understanding, to knowing when to stand still, to knowing when to step aside, to knowing when to stay. Protection is not always resistance. Sometimes it is presence. Care is not always action. Sometimes it is listening. The night remembers this. It carries the ones who have learned how to move without breaking themselves. Love, here, is not attachment. It is alignment. A quiet agreement between body and path. Between instinct and choice. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is pushed. The darkness does not judge. It simply holds. Breath becomes deeper. Thoughts thin out. Edges soften. The body remembers how to rest. Muscles release what they were guarding. The heart slows to a steady rhythm. A rhythm that does not need to be watched. The forest breathes with you. Trees no longer loom. They shelter. The ground no longer feels cold. It steadies. Even the night sky, unseen now, holds its place gently. In the darkness, it is not the strongest who remains. It is the one who knows how to protect without hardening, how to care without clinging, and how to choose a path that allows the soul to stay whole. The night recognizes this. It does not demand proof. It allows rest. Sleep arrives quietly, like a familiar shape. There is nothing more to understand, nothing more to follow, only the softness of being held. And the night continues, so you don't have to.